BMG, they are using a ringer, you could say, of course, in that final spot down there. Now, we do have word that is Insania. I think we've actually seen him on that account before, so he did play with them in the group stages, so of course he's kind of been their sixth man here. And apparently, him, Make, and Baltazar are even landing all together in preparation for this event, I'm sure. No, but they just happen to be landing, so that's kind of cool to find out there, too, that that's going on. So a slight edge for them, perhaps. Could help them.
Or a disadvantage if they start getting mad at each other.
True.
Uh.
Could be drama-inducing, yeah. No, it's always fun to hear that, though, but yeah, it's an interesting note there. But the other cool thing about this, I mean, obviously, other than that, for the most part here, the rosters of both teams really, pretty solid here. Of course, Complexity, they got all their 5, and they're good to go here, so I'm really expecting a good best of 3. It's been a while since we've had a best of 3 as well. Yeah. Determine an actual winner here of this series. So
all these draws and
yeah, it's gross. Good to find out who actually wins now in a matchup. So
yes.
All right. Well, into the draft. Let's start getting into the nitty gritty here now, as far as how the draft has played out so far. We got our initial bans of Ophelia, Hellbringer, Magnus, and Midas. And Lodestone into Warbeast, Monarch into Tempest, and Magebane coming out into Sandray. So, got the carries to finish it off on either side. But, yeah, Monarch for Complexity.
Oh, that hero's OP.
He's strong, yeah.
I have it marked as... apparently, Love was doing his research, and I guess in Garena, the hero is blind banned every game.
Oh,
I
really?
guess they're really valuing that hero, and I mean... Paired alongside of a Magebane, how are you going to kill that hero come late game?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just, like, they need a Nullifier, and it's good. They kind of have... Sandwraith can maybe get a Nullifier. I mean, it's kind of hit or miss, but... I mean, at least they have a hero that can get it, and it's not awful on. So I guess that's kind of the nice thing. But yeah, Monarch is... That hero is a force to be reckoned with.
So it's really just because of the defensive capabilities. You think of that Chrysalis especially. It's an annoying tool, and... Great stopper for burst, yeah.
Exactly, and the same with the warding too. I mean, just extra wards everywhere. I mean, sure they can be taken down easily just running over them, but even if it's up for like a minute and a half, how much info do you actually get off that ward could be pretty crucial.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, and they get a little unorthodox as far as a support that we do see on RC, but that's interesting how you pointed out. Yeah, again, that's something to start doing here in the near future, of course, as we get in now to the World Finals around the corner of going to be seeing the Southeast Asian teams, Thai teams, kind of looking into what they're doing. So one of, I'm sure, several things that they're doing a little bit differently, as they tend to over there. So we'll see what else lies. But yeah, Monarch, strong support option. Other than that, nothing, I guess, too crazy here. They are running the Tempest instead of BMG. We don't see a lot of him, honestly, nowadays, but...
Died off a little bit, but I mean, still that same crazy wombo combo hero.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I think it's still a really good hero. I think it's just picked a little bit less, but do like to see it when it is picked.
See if it ends up with Insania here or not. As I would assume perhaps he's going to be their jungler. It might be a case of whichever hero they get, but I know Insania does have the history playing Tempest, of course, a.k.a. Fusion of Doom down there, so it's a trolly name. Wouldn't expect anything less, though, from Insania.
No, definitely not. Let's see.
All right.
That is...
So fourth pick.
Yeah. I wonder what they're going to want here. They might look for their mid laner. No, actually, they could just take their jungler, but most of the junglers are banned. I mean, Lego's still up. I guess there's still a couple junglers up, but the main ones are banned.
Mm-hmm.
Or picked in the Tempest category. So, wonder what they're going to go for here. I mean, they could just take their mid lane if they don't want to side on their jungler yet, because we have known they do run that engineer jungle.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah, there's some of those unorthodox junglers and absolutely engineers. Of course, some of that complexity is showing off and kind of picking up a little bit of trend, too. I mean, we saw Sync run it as well. Of course, Slapped giving it a shot. So maybe what you got, finding something, and oh boy, he called it.
So, yeah, most of the junglers are gone. I mean, South Forest was still up too, and I don't think that hero. I mean, the hero received a little bit of nerfs, but I mean, I don't think it's like unplayable at this point. So,
Oh no.
but does take the engineer instead. So, definitely a good wombo combo team with the Lodestone engineer and like the Mage Bane ulti. So,
Yeah, and you figure BMG now. Actually, the other thing to note about BMG here, I was actually trying to confirm that, or more so, just kind of get an idea of. Basically, when they last played, it's actually been a little bit for BMG here. Okay, they did play the weekend that I wasn't casting when Mathematical was stepping in, so I guess it wasn't as long ago. It just happened to not be catching that weekend, but still. And then even before that, they hadn't played since the first couple of weekends, so they've been a little bit, perhaps, out of practice here as far as tournament play goes for a couple of weeks or so. But again, so I was wondering if that having influence here on their matches, but I assume they know about this jungle engineer, especially with Fusin and how much research he does. So,
100%. Balthazar's played against it in TMM enough.
Okay.
what you got's giving it to him in TMM enough.
Gotcha. Yeah, that. All right. So Fuzzy, or not Fuzzy, maybe, but Pharaoh is the final pick here for Complexity. But that is actually interesting. Who's going to play what, actually? That's an intriguing final pick because, both Lodestone and Pharaoh have that suicide presence, obviously.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Pharaoh, especially in mid lane, and I'm totally okay with, running a Pharaoh mid lane and the Lodestone suicide. That's, I think Pharaoh definitely has its uses, especially against the Tempest. Just being that 100% guaranteed stopper is definitely nice.
Yeah. That's true, yeah. But probably ultimately why they lean towards the Pharaoh with the final pick, and it is going to be Fuzzy Sloth playing it here. So Oscar will get more of a signature Lodestone here. He tends to play that, that Behemoth, of course, when one comes to mind, but definitely Lodestone as well. So yeah, Pebble's also the final pick for the side of Bad Monkey Gaming over here. In the hands of Maki is where it ends up. So I got to say, I do look at BMG's lineup, and it's a lot more like, okay, they got a really strong lineup across the board kind of deal.
That late game is going to be such a nightmare to deal with if it gets to that point.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you look at the side of Legion, just having the Mage Bane factor is, you never know what team can win late game when a Mage Bane's 6-slotted. So, but yeah, if you're definitely leaning at lineups late game, I just look at Hellborn and go, okay, well, past 50 minutes, it's going to be hard for them to lose.
But then at the same time, you have Mage Bane over there for Complexity.
I mean, Lodestone with Mage Bane can literally take down an entire team in seconds.
Yeah.
So it's so hard to judge. So, okay, I'll give the slight edge to the Hellborn team in terms of, on paper, their late game is better. But Complexity can definitely play the right way and take it late game as well.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's this is going to be fun to see because, again, at BMG, they got more of that standard style lineup. Pretty expecting of what they're going to be doing. Now, I guess you can kind of say the same for Complexity. It just happens to be a little somewhat unique, especially as of late. Again, the jungle engineer here. But also, actually, I mean, with Pharaoh being played with Fuzzy, so that does mix it up a little bit, too. Like, I assume he's going to end up middle, and so, well, how are the lanes going to go? Because if he goes mid, they're going to be against Pebbles. Will they send Rhapsody middle then, you think? Or will she just stay top?
I think they kind of have to. I think Pharaoh is actually a really good hero against Pebbles 1v1, and it's going to cause Pebbles trouble. But then, on the other hand, sending Sandwraith 1v1 against the Lodestone, even with pooled regen, once Lodestone gets level 3, Sandwraith's going to have problems. So, it's kind of what they're going to value more if they want that early PK on Pebbles, if they want the early Mach on Sandwraith. It's kind of up to them, I guess, what exactly they want to do. I think I'd like to see them put the Pebbles and the Rhapsody mid.
Yeah.
Because I, in my opinion, shutting down Fuzzy Sloth is kind of the key to Complexity's, like when they win, it's normally Fuzzy Sloth top on the leaderboard, second farmer behind Formless. So I do believe shutting down Fuzzy Sloth is what they have to do.
Okay. Yeah, definitely a strategy that can tend to work for you in your favor going up against Complexity here. So, yeah, we did have Fuzzy. He was MIA for a good portion of this Deadeye Bounty League here up until last week, and he did play last week, which is kind of a fun coincidence. It happened to be his birthday, I believe.
Yeah, it was.
And God, well, what hero? He dominated on one hero. I'm blanking on which one it was now. I want to look back now and see, but I think it was Devo. That's what it was. It's a
Oh
Devourer.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's been non-stop playing that hero.
Yeah.
He's been getting his practice in.
No, that
Oh,
was a lot of fun to watch.
Boxy's with them as well. They got the 4-man boot camp going on in.
Oh, really?
I guess in Boxy's garage.
In Boxy's garage. Nice.
Oh, and shout out to Boxy's mom. They brought them cookies.
Nice.
Wow.
The pre-cookie warm-up here for Deadeye Bounty League. Here we go.
I mean, I asked Balthazar why I wasn't invited, and he told me if the Kings win the Stanley Cup, I can be invited. So, I guess that's what we've decided on.
What? What does that have to do with anything? What?
We're both really big Kings fans, so
Okay.
he told me if they win, I can come next time they land.
if a professional hockey team happens to win something,
Yes.
you're allowed to go to Sweden and hang out with them. Okay.
Yes.
I guess that makes sense, kind of. Okay.
In a
Cool.
weird way.
In
Yes.
a weird way. Yeah. Interesting. All right. No. I've definitely done some garage LAN parties in my younger days. Those are some good times there. Some good times there. So I'm sure they're having a blast over there. All right. Now they're gonna play some Han. Competitive Han, that is, against Complexity. Not an easy matchup, obviously. And yeah, this is also another note here. I mean, again, the 4-5 seeds. A lot of people, the way things shaped up here in the group stages, some of the more notable storylines is that obviously Evil Corporation didn't make it here to the brackets, the top 6, and then you also got Druids actually earning that 3rd place seed behind Fresh and Sync right there. So yeah, a couple of decent things happening from those groups, but this is how it shaped up from the standings as we got this matchup here. So all 5 up here at the top lane. Looks like Rhapsody for now is planning to be up here, but
Yeah. Oh, they're putting Pebbles top. Oh, Pebbles is okay. So they're gonna put Sander at the mid with regen. Now that is the much better decision. Now that I really think about it, that is 100% the right decision because Sandwraith will do decent against Pharaoh 1v1. There's nothing wrong with that. So, and then it'll also give Pebbles the free farm. So yeah, I didn't even think about that. No, they got me.
well,
They
see,
got me.
it's funny you say that though, because at the same time I figure now, granted Complexity, they don't know this yet, so but I mean they could kind of swap
Just
it up
kidding.
themselves.
We were completely wrong. They're setting Pebbles Rhapsody bottom.
Okay, yeah, Pebbles is heading bottom with Rhapsody. You're right. Yeah, they really changed it up here. Interesting. They do got the Ward of Sight up here to see what's happening.
Yeah. Is this not a jungle? This is not a jungle NG. This is a laning. This is a lodestone NG lane.
Okay.
So this is okay. So lots of different things. Mage Vane's not gonna have fun down here. So I don't know what they're gonna do. They're gonna need to put this Monarch bottom sooner rather than later.
Yeah, gonna pick up on that, I'm sure, and then it's a case of sure they could lock down Sandwraith very well, but at the cost of your Mage Bane struggling at the bottom. So yeah, do they really like that exchange right there? I don't know. I mean, I could see when it comes to the early game presence, you get a Lodestone, some decent farm, you get this Pharaoh, some good farm, you set off a lot of ganks. When what it is somewhat of a passive lineup here of BMG. I guess there's that idea that they're going with. They know Mage Bane's gonna, not get the best start here, but eventually, ideally, should find that room, being able to farm. So they want the quicker start on their ganker heroes. It seems like here.
Yeah, and it looks like they're content to just leave Mage Bane down here. So, and yeah, that's okay. I mean, if he's getting levels and getting a little bit of farm, I guess a little is better than none. So,
yeah.
And yeah, I mean, both their initiators are gonna have insanely early portal keys if it stays like this. Well, I guess Pharaoh doesn't really.
I was gonna say.
Never mind. I just thought. I mean, Pharaoh could get a portal key. I mean, the wall of mummies,
Yeah.
PK wall of mummies. So, but no, it's not gonna happen. But I griefed a little bit. But yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past. I mean, it's not bad, but there's probably better options.
Yeah, definitely.
Considering
Like
you already have that gap, that tool in the ultimate to kind of get there. It's not necessary.
Yeah.
What would you think? It's obviously not go portal key, but yeah, the puzzle box perhaps if he's
Yeah.
a really strong start here.
I think if they want to have their initiators make some early plays, I mean, maybe get an Astrolabe would mean, maybe nice. I mean, there's a barbed. I think Astrolabe is actually. I think I'd really like to see on Pharaoh. I think it's a good all-around item for him. Tanks him up a little bit. So, like Steam Boots, Chalice, Astrolabe, something like that. Maybe Barbed Armor.
Yeah.
Puzzle is good, and actually against the Hellborn team, 3 melees, Puzzle could be good inside the mummies. So, yeah, Fuzzy Stop isn't the player to me that goes Puzzle Box. I don't think I've actually ever seen him buy that item in my life.
That's fair, yeah.
I really don't think I have, TMM, even in competitive, so it is a possibility, though.
That's interesting that you bring that up, though, about him not really being a player that does it, because, yeah, thinking about it, you're right. I mean, granted, he's not usually playing those specific heroes. Obviously, this as well, Pharaoh is a pretty unique hero for seeing him play, but yeah, we'll see what direction he does decide to go for here. Again, really prioritizing these gankers. Get that early farm. You see Sand Wraith taking a little bit of pressure there from Monarch. Going to be fine, of course, but obviously Monarch really harassing heavily. She's going towards bottom now. I don't know if this is for the 2-minute rune or if she actually plans on moving. Oh, and she's down here as well, actually. So, yeah, I guess Complexity, after all of that, they've decided we really want to protect this Mage Bane. We want to make sure he gets this solid start. So they're going to send what essentially will end up being a tri-lane down here, actually.
Yeah, I guess they figured they gave both the Lodestone and the Pharaoh enough of a head start that they'll be okay.
Yeah.
So, ooh, this should be a kill right here.
They're going for it. They sure are. Stalagmites, though, coming out and stall any kind of follow-up right there. So,
yeah. Didn't really commit to it, but now they're going to TP the Pebbles top lane, so, yeah.
So Warbeast's going to eventually make his way down here then. For now, it'll be a Rhapsody suicide. Not your usual.
Not your typical suicide.
No. Pretty vulnerable. Oh, and you already see some adjustments now again. So a lot of mind games early on here from both teams. I mean, as soon as they see Pebbles go top, they're like, all right, we'll send Monarch back middle now. No way Mage Bane's a little better off here. I wonder, I mean, yeah, okay, Warbeast does that. I was going to say, could he maybe go jungle, but that's right. They have Tempest in there, so yeah, he is going to TP down bottom. And now Rhapsody will have to eventually make her way elsewhere, you'd assume.
Yeah, or I guess we could see the infamous Warbeast Rhapsody lane. Very, very strong.
A lot of kills, yeah.
Much killing potential before Warbeast is level 6.
Interesting choice there from Fuzzy. He kind of walked up to Sand Wraith and just threw out the Mummy Wall at the tower, and he ended up taking a lot of damage himself, actually, to Sand Wraith's minimal. So I'm not sure what the game plan was there, if he maybe thought he had support nearby, miscommunication or something, but maybe a little bit of a misplay. Also, Sand Wraith, of course, one of those heroes that can't really get stuck in those Mummy Walls as long as he has Desert's Curse up, so.
It might have been for the mana burn, in all honesty. He might have just gotten too close.
Oh, true.
Like try to get. I think that might. I didn't actually see it.
I just wouldn't assume Fuzzy to make a misplay like that, but you're right.
He never misplays.
Maybe he did. Not everyone could be like me.
Fuzzy is the closest to being like you, though. Let's be honest here.
Debatable. That's a discussion for another time.
That's true.
Interesting.
Our Rhapsody's gonna go mid now, so.
Yeah, a lot of movement constantly.
They're content just to dodge, I guess, dodge as much as they can. But now they gave Mage Bane this free lane bottom, so definitely gonna get time to recover.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Insanity on Tempest, he's just doing his thing. He's 350 gold per minute. He's doing fantastic there. He's already gonna have, I think it's a Ring of Sorcery being delivered out to him even at about 4.5 minutes. Yeah, there you go. He's level 6, so expect a possible gank in the near future.
He's the lucky one. He's the only one that hasn't had to move this game.
Yeah, he's been pretty still here in that jungle. Of course, Warbeast in the battle cry definitely helping, as it always does. On top of that, so perhaps even more reason as to why he is doing so successful here. Now, again, the question is, does he maybe go for that push of the top lane, or is he going to try to set up a gank middle, perhaps? I mean, he's kind of in the area, but not going for anything just yet here.
Yeah. He's just content to just keep farming a little bit more.
It's a 6-minute rune. No, not going to be. Yeah, 5:15 on the clock. So Rhapsody, I thought, might have been moving for that. But actually, she's heading towards the top lane. Or maybe just the observatory area and scouting it out, I guess. Not too much more than that. How is Monarch leveling? But okay, he's doing the 1-1-1 build here so far. She's an interesting hero to watch as far as skill builds go.
Yeah, Definitely like seeing the max W though. 100% max at a level 7, all points into it. I think going QE level 1 and 2 is definitely the right decision, but the problem is if you don't max your W before level 3, I'd say, it kind of just kills your teammates. It just puts them in bad spots, in all honesty. So that's why I like to see it max as soon as possible, so it's much more useful.
Yeah, it really is. It's like a different working ice imprisonment, which that ability is never used defensively. So because it's just better offensively, but it's very very rarely used in the defensive purpose. But the point being, that's a 50% damage reduction just flat at all levels. However, you can still cast abilities. I remember Chrysalis used to not even be able to cast abilities. You were just there and you had to just accept it. As Pharaoh going in, by the way, that's an easy kill on to Rhapsody. Thought it might have just been Pharaoh, but no. Apparently everyone really joining him down here, setting up that kill. So that's that rune control. Looks like this is the haste rune, I believe it was.
Yes.
Picked up there. So bloodlust kill. About a 6.5 minutes in here.
Yep, and it looks like Engineer is jungling somewhat now, so he might be start getting some levels at least, so that'll be good for him.
Yeah, I saw them stacking some of these camps right here. I was wondering that, actually, if he was going to ultimately be the ones taking these or not. You see Warby sending the Hellhounds in. Maybe scouting out or even going for that lane pull, I guess.
Again.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so aggravating.
The mine, though.
Yeah, it gets him pretty low.
If he kills that one, it should be aggro, but it's already kind of done its job here. So.
That is so aggravating playing a carry against that. Oh.
That's going to be annoying, but Formula's doing his best, and, well, that's pretty good. 300 gold per minute, doing well. By the way, top tower, though, going down. It looks like Lodestone, he actually used a Shatterstorm there, so I don't know if he just simply pulled back or, maybe thought he was being gone on even, but that's not going down.
I'm going to assume he probably saw Pebbles pushing the tower alone, then saw Tempest, and was like, okay, this isn't happening anymore.
Okay, yeah.
And then, God, that would be my best assumption there.
Yeah, probably the best call right there. And all of a sudden, though, Pebbles, Maki here, 430 gold per minute. Coming out about 8 minutes in. So speaking of portal keys, of course, he's well on his way. Really going it straight here, as you would expect. Does have the steam boots in a bottle, but going to be getting it ASAP. 1,600 gold saved up. Does have to do with the lane being pushed up now a little bit, so it's maybe going to slow down a little when it comes to his farm here. But still should have it by in the next 3 minutes here, so 2-3 minutes you'd think.
Yep.
How he's doing. Deal with that though. But this passive start, I mean, it's definitely a thing. We kind of expected it more so from BMG's lineup. 9 minutes in, they are going to go for Pebbles. Isn't enough damage though. Pharaoh will eventually hit. He kind of hit the creeps right there, but it was close enough to Pebbles. The Mummy will go up, the Hellfire out. And down goes Make. So, yeah, that's the thing for Make there. As long as he stayed alive, he'd still be fine. But now that he's died, we'll slow him down a bit and obviously enhance complexity now.
Yep, very important kill. Very much needed that kill. I mean, they're falling behind pretty hard just with kills. So, I mean, with having kills, they're falling behind. So, they need to start making plays like this across the board.
Yeah. Good point there. Yeah, it's up 2-0, yet still down 2,000 gold and 3,000 experience even. So really, I think that just screams on the passive lineup that this Hellborn team has and how they actually are just able to farm very efficiently because of that. Now, again, complexity, their makeups does scream a little bit more of that really getting ganks earlier on. It's still early in this game, but definitely need to continue this trend now of what they just did at the top lane, or else could start to get a little out of hand, of course. But I guess they do have the backup of the Mage Bane. With that said, at 340 GPM now.
Yep. Slight safety net.
God, Tempest, though. Look at the experience per minute even. 520 experience per minute. He's well up there compared to everyone else.
Yeah, it's the jungler factor, especially when it's a Tempest. And even if he just would have sat in the jungle, not roamed at all, he'd probably be closer to level 11 at this point, so.
Yeah. You just got an Astrolabe, I believe, too. That's going to be, there you go, in fact, just delivered. So he's got that nice combo here, the Ring of Sorcery Astrolabe. Great for grouping up in team fights. And it seems like they may want to try to take advantage of that here in the middle lane. Maybe bait somebody out here. Perhaps the Rhapsody or the Sand Wraith.
Yeah. They do have the Monarch ward over. That Monarch ward is in an interesting spot.
It is.
It's not really on the hill.
No.
But I guess it is. I wonder if it'll proc. Oh, bottom lane.
Well, yeah, trying to kill Warbeast, but he couldn't get close enough, and the blink he decided to use to get out of there rather than go for committing for the kill. And yeah, I could see where he's coming from on that, because yeah, if he blinked in to secure that kill, it's a good chance he could have been turned on. So plays it safe, but Warbeast barely escapes with under 50 life, I believe, at the time. So
yeah. That stinks a little bit, because that would have been a really, really important kill for them.
Yeah.
But I guess them getting out is more important than getting that kill.
Yeah.
Middle lane.
They're going. Pebbles jumps in. There's that Chrysalis of the skin here. Pharaoh, though, it's just going to be too much still.
Yeah, see, that's kind of my point there. It's just level 2. I mean, sure, he kept him alive for an extra 4 seconds, but it really doesn't give time to bring in, backup. With an 80% damage reduction, they could mass TP there, all be there in 4 seconds, and have a full HP Pharaoh. So
yeah,
kind of just killed him. So, but it's Love's choice, and hopefully it's for the better.
Yeah, well, that is so. Not many heroes can get away with 2-2-2 as far as their skill build. But I mean, I guess Monarch, there's argument to be made, but no, I'm definitely with you. I feel like that Chrysalis is the big reason why you would pick up a Monarch over other supports. And maxing that out, especially now that you got this Portal Key Pebbles, like that's the big thing. They got the upfront burst now. Maybe that's what he was banking on, that they wouldn't necessarily have a large amount of burst yet, but they do. Oh, big Elemental Void there. Is it going to be enough? There's the combo from Maki coming out. Does get the kill on Engineer, going for more. Is Rhapsody now chasing in. They are going to be able to fall away, but yeah, kind of wasn't paying attention to that middle lane in Tempest.
Okay, Sandwraith picked up illusions, and Balthazar perfectly baited everything.
That's that.
I mean,
okay.
if they would have been even more set up on this Hellborn side, they would have killed all 300%.
Yeah.
Like, Lodestone jumped on it, Pharaoh ultied on the illusion, and if they were more set up with Pebbles being maybe a little bit closer, they would have 100% killed all 3.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
But,
well,
yeah.
A little bit, it's one of those cases, it's like, I mean, they still got a kill out of it, still well played, but yeah, it's so close to being that much bigger as far as what happened in the middle lane. But man, being tied in hero kills, yet up 4,300 gold and 5,000 experience right now. If you're a Bad Monkey Gaming, that's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, and I mean, the big thing is just the jungler presence of just, and smoked Pebbles into the jungle.
They saw, oh, never mind, yeah, you're right, it's Veldrot, so I was going to say the Reverie would have seen him, but never mind. It doesn't go through that, of course, so he is not going to be able to find them, though.
I'm going to clear out all the stacks now, too. This is just... BMG is playing phenomenally. Wow, can't speak English. Phenomenally.
It's that land, man.
Yeah. Like, they're just running to... Like, it's not... I wouldn't say Sync-esque, but they're just playing as 5 heroes. Like, it's just... Like you said, maybe being on land, they've just kind of... They have, like, this new mentality of, let's just group, let's go together, and, I mean, they picked a great team for it.
Well, I mean, being on land in general, I think it's safe to say it kind of gets you that synergy, that idea that, you're all there in person, you're able to talk it out, you're able to communicate even behind the scenes rather than having to use a voice program. It just kind of makes it all seem like it's that much more on point, I guess, the camaraderie there.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know if that's 100% as to why they're looking so good right here by any means, but
I think it's definitely part of it.
It could help. Doesn't hurt. I'll say it that way.
Definitely.
And yeah, perhaps getting ready for those playoffs coming, those all important playoffs, as that middle lane, what you got goes down. And Pebbles, he jumps in. Samwraith assists with the illusion, and that's an easy kill, really, for them there. They're going to push bottom. I mean, this train is not going to be stopped here if you're Complexity. You're still trying to finish a Rune Cleaver, which I think he just got the second broadsword, so at least he will have it now.
But, I mean, you're looking at the worst part of this. I mean, we kind of agreed that this Hellborn, mid to late game is going to be just so much stronger, and they got through the early game with flying colors. They're just, like, they're going to have a mock on Sandwraith at probably 17 minutes, and I mean, what more could you want from that carry? And I mean, more beasts is even getting farmed. It already is out of hand, in my opinion. Like, they could just group up now and have no problems whatsoever.
Yeah, and again, this was a Sandwraith that was, well, contested, really, for a good amount of the early game, and in some cases 2v1. You know, a lot of the movement was happening, but yeah, it wasn't free farm for him. The way he's farming here, it seems like that could have been the case, but more positive news definitely for BMG. The only one kind of struggling a little bit is the understandable one, of course, that's support and Fusin here, but everyone else at least 330 gold per minute or higher, really, at this time. A couple in that 400 mark. So Magebane, though, it really is going to all lie on Formless here, as it kind of tends to, you know, especially playing the Magebane here. Going to really need that that farm to succeed. But definitely would have liked to have a good start at least on the Lodestone or the Pharaoh, which I guess Pharaoh kind of has. But I think this is kind of an issue with Pharaoh, though. You know, putting him in this kind of farming role, he's not going to have that. He doesn't have that solo kill impact that others would, like a Pebbles, like a Deadwood, something like that, or Devo.
Yeah,
as you mentioned.
He has that solo kill potential. It's just so much slower. It's such a slow. Oh.
Love got caught over here. Pebbles, though, might come at a cost.
Yep.
Probably will, in fact, yeah. All right, well, that's worth it for complexity.
And they should definitely know there's a ward there now, so I definitely say that was worth it for complexity in a lot of ways. I mean, BMG has so much vision in their jungle right now. This is... They really need to regain control of their jungle from the Legion's perspective. They have no control of it at this point.
Yeah, it's not a lot to work with there. So, what was I going at though? Oh yeah, so Pharaoh. Yeah, the idea that, well, I guess that's true. Yeah, technically he kind of does have that solo kill potential, but as you point, it is very slow. The Hellfire, it'll take a little bit of time there to eventually get them down, but it's not having that upfront burst as a solo ganker is definitely affecting. Because if anything, even if you eventually killed him, you've bought the guy so much time and the team to support and come in and, you know, help if they could. So, yeah, not the most ideal. But as we pointed out, that was their final pick. They ideally wanted it for the Tempest Stopper / decent against Warbeast. The Mummy Walls are good against him. But whether it's proving to be the best pick in hindsight now is debatable, I think, this time. So, but man, Magebane, he's up to 500 gold per minute now.
Yeah, this is the one thing they have going for them, is hopefully they can just set up stacks and get these Ancients tripled as soon as possible, and they just need to throw everything on him now. Because he's going to need a good 3 or 4 items to even have a chance to win this game by himself.
Mm-hmm. Gets the Firebrand. Does he need a Shrunken is a good follow-up here, I think. It's a tough question, I think, this lineup.
I would... If their plan, if they want to fight into this, and they want to take the early game fights, which I don't think they should do, then yes, he should go Shrunken. But if they're looking to dodge for as long as they possibly can, I'd like to see him go Geometers into Frostwolf. Oh,
okay.
Oscar Soul plus Fusion.
That's going to help.
Yep.
Their cause a little bit too.
I need a little bit of help, but yeah, as I was saying, it's just if they want to dodge, he needs to go the dodge split pushing items, and I mean, if he does go that route, then I wouldn't even want to see him get Shrunken. I'd like to just see him go Frostwolf, Geos,
Wingbow there, yeah.
Wingbow even, yeah, like, it's kind of, if they want to fight, he should go Shrunken. If they want to dodge, don't go Shrunken at all.
Gotcha. Well, we're going to find out some answers here in the near future, you think, with what he's going to be doing. Another 1,700 gold saved up. This Mine Trap here, by the way, near the bottom rune area, I think it was spotted by Warbeast, actually. He was using the Hellhound. See a Rev War going down over here. It's going to be out of range of that, but just for ward purposes, because they want to at least try Congor. Not really the greatest attempt here so far. It's just Pebbles and Tempest. But now Warbeast is here.
They have good heroes for it, in all honesty, to take it relatively quick, so...
Here they go. Yeah. Don't care about the stomp. Just going to go in. And yeah, they are going to do it pretty efficiently here, as you pointed out.
And the Tempest minions.
And yeah, get those right next to Congor.
Just let it permanently stop forever, but... Oh, and Sandwraith's even going the aggressive route of... He wants to go straight Resto Stone, so...
Okay.
It's greedy, but it'll definitely punish this Legion team if he can get it by the 28, 27 to 30-minute mark.
I think this is a great game for Sandwraith as well, as especially with the lineup that they drafted, in the sense that he could definitely get away with this. The Mach into the straight resto stun, into that staff even, just really going all in on that ult style that we tend to see, especially in cases like Imba Boy, most notably. But again, they have the backup carries, specifically Warbeast, of course, and who is doing very well now, 350 GPM about. Pebbles, too. I mean, Pebbles is off to this great start and continuing that. So they're not lacking damage, I guess, is the ultimate point there. And so, yeah, he can really get away even more so with getting this style of just, again, the all-in ultimate build here for Sandwraith. So,
yep. And it's definitely going to punish. It's going to do so much damage. It's going to be such a nuisance to deal with.
They grouping up middle here to push, it looks like. Who do they give the token to? Sandwraith. Okay, that makes sense.
And Tempest has a Shrunken, too, so it's all on Pharaoh at this point.
No, Mana Rift or Mana Burn, I guess.
That's true.
Mana Rift, yeah.
Mana Rift. That's such a waste on a Tempest.
Yeah,
like,
ideally you want Pharaoh to stop it.
Actually, Tempest is his best ulti target, so I mean, if for whatever reason Insania doesn't Shrunken Head, it would be the best ulti target at this point, so I guess it's not out of the question.
I think the idea is that Pharaoh first, but yeah, if obviously he's called, like, he can't stop it or he uses it, it's on cooldown, like you don't second guess if you're mage man. You use it to stop it. I mean, there's no question there in my mind. So, but it's nice having that second option. But yeah, the fact that they have to really just rely on those two now is, of course, where it gets really difficult. Pure complexity, more so. So yeah, it kind of tends to be kind of had this trend here on the cast these last 10 minutes or so of just it's kind of scary for complexity, not looking good. It's looking great for BMG on the other side of it, but there is still the Mage Bane who, man, just keeps going further and further. 560 GPM now and counting. Did get the Geometer's Bane, by the way.
Yep, so it's just going to be a matter of, and I was going to say, I mean, if whatever he was going to go, he should have bought a Mighty Blade, so not even buying a Mighty Blade, maybe he has something else in his mind, or he just wants a buyback. But if you're dodging, why do you want a buyback? It's just, I feel like you should just buy items. If you're gonna go about this route of split pushing and staying away, you should have all your items.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's gonna go the Frostwolf route.
I'll just right-click it instead.
So
Darko might come to cost, though. The greed is real. He went back in. Now he does blink away initially, but this haste rune on Pebbles is going to get him in range. The slow attempt from Monarch. The final auto attack doesn't go off. And now Monarch with the stun to guarantee the getaway. Oh, that's big. That Mage Bane survived right there.
Yep. And it's just going to let him farm more, too. That was... I'm very surprised he survived that. He didn't have the magic armor from Blink or anything. Like, he was... And I think that was without his Ice Brand.
It was,
as well.
yeah. The initial jump was without that.
So, the fact that he survived, that is huge.
Yeah.
And they get a kill on Fusen, so... It's still grim, but it's slightly less grim.
Yeah, no, it's... This is what it all comes back to once again. It's like, at least Complexity does have one of the best carries in the game, a carry that has potential to win a game on his own, especially with that split push purpose, and he's doing very well. So this is still anyone's game with that said. In fact, Insania, he is going to be picked off. Yeah, they catch Tempest trying to TP out. The Mana Rift securing the no-no there. Gets him killed.
Come on, BMG. You can't do this to me. Like, it's just they have everything going in their favor, and now they're starting to get picked off. And
what are they doing? See, that's the thing, though. It's like, are they doing something wrong here? Is it just coming up short in a couple, like that bottom gank, just barely coming up short there? That was unfortunate. But other than that, I mean,
they're not playing wrong. They're not like taking wrong team fights. It's just this Mage Bane factor. They're dodging, and they're dodging perfectly, and they can just never catch him at the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
And I mean, now they're just gonna keep pushing. They're gonna get this tower here. I guess the resto picked up on Sandwraith.
Oh, Warbeast, jeez. He charges it with a Shrunken and ulti just to deny the tower. Okay, debatable whether that's worth it or not, I think.
I don't think it is, because I mean you're using your Shrunken. That's now one less charge on it. I don't think the deny is the biggest deal.
Yeah, I guess all it really was is 1 second less on a Shrunken, because the ultimate doesn't really matter. Obviously, it's back up in 30 seconds. So, yeah, it just kind of looked funny more so to kind of see you go all out for a deny right there. But hey, he got it, and that Shrunken's going to be back up in about 40 seconds here.
Oh, it's been 650 now. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's still going up. It's not stopping. That goes back to, I mean, again, it's not that they haven't tried. Let's go back. We saw the bottom lane. They definitely tried, but he got away from it, and he is starting to get pretty dangerous here himself.
He's going to be even harder to kill at this point. I mean, without his Ice Brand sitting on 1600 HP with Agility Treads on, they still couldn't kill him. So now he's going to be at 2.2k with Strength Treads on. I don't see him dying unless they solo hole him at this point.
Yeah, they're going to need that really big lockdown here. Top of him. So Warbeast continuing to get him bigger and better for BMG is, of course, important, and they're doing that. 370 gold per minute. He's got the Shrunken. Excuse me there. 1,600 gold saved up. Definitely could use some more damage output from him now as this game proceeds on. Sandwraith has that full resto now. They ended up not using the token, by the way, so of course that's something else to bring up. Now, again, the second Congor, which, by the way, that in case you guys have been missing those teasers here that have been posted on the forums and everything, this upcoming patch, going to be a pretty big patch, balance patch especially.
Yeah.
And one of the cool changes that I'm looking forward to as a spectator is the Congor Timer Edition.
I knew you'd love that.
Finally. Finally, we can know when it's coming back up. But yeah, for those that missed that, you will have the ability in-game as well as the teams to see when Congor's resurrecting. There'll be some sort of display there, so looking forward to that.
And I see nothing wrong with that. Everyone times it anyways.
Yeah, no.
So now it's in front of your face. You don't have to worry about it anymore.
Exactly. No, that's a great change to have. Excited for that. But we don't have it yet, so still gonna have to kind of guess here. I assume it's gonna be the next 4 minutes or so. Probably about 31, 32 maybe when he comes up here. But that's going to be the key in this game to kind of see how we're going to move forward, I think. If BMG does that, they kill Congor easily, they get the token, they got to siege. They got to be pushing in at that point, you think.
And I mean, we've been so preoccupied with the Mage Bane. Fuzzy Sloth picked up a Hellflower.
Okay, that's a good pickup there, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, in all honesty, I love the Staff of the Master on Pharaoh. I'm a huge advocate. I don't think it's the best item on him, but its potential is so high, in my opinion. I do like the Hellflower. I do think it's better. I'm just throwing it out there. I would have liked to see the Staff of the Master.
Yeah. If they were being really aggressive at ganks here, I think you could argue Staff would be fantastic, because only having that 20-second cooldown would be ridiculous. But yeah, being that it's more team fight oriented with where this game's at right here, the idea that you'd be able to use 2 really successful ultimates in a big fight, probably not worth it. The Hellflower definitely a good pickup here, I think. But no, I'm with you. It is a good pickup for sure.
It's a fun item.
In some cases, yeah. And absolutely.
I mean, definitely has a good Hellflower target in Sandwraith. If, gets him on the first ulti in, not allowing him to ulti again could be a pretty big catch for them.
Yeah, that I definitely think Warbeast as well.
Yeah, either of those 2 heroes. It's a lot that Hellflower can bring to the table.
And speaking of that, if he got it off here, that could have been big, but might not need it because that Mummy Wall against Warbeast isn't enough damage. It is the protective melting. He tried to get in range, but Fusen just simply could not. You saw the ultimate from Sandwraith as well. He did not pour it in, though. Or maybe he did in the background, but point being, it doesn't result in a kill for BMG. So, nice pick-off there. And yet again from Complexity. Man, the Golden Experience, we are identical here at 30 minutes.
It makes me so sad because of how well BMG is still actually playing this game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's just the factor of this Mage Bane getting out of control and just...
Yep.
It's sad to see because I really like their draft. I really like how they played. I think they maybe could have been a little bit more active, but... Oh, yeah, okay. Mage Bane's not dying at all anymore.
He's going the I'm not going to die build, deal with it.
I still think Wingbow would have been the better option. I think it would have almost might have kept him alive longer because we're not going to see any Wingbow stopper anytime soon from any of those carries. So, and with a Pebbles Sandwraith War Beast,
Yeah, that's valid, I think.
I think he's going to go Wingbow next because normally if you do this build, you go the Wingbow into Heart. So he's going to get it anyways. But I think it's just a matter of preference. And I mean, he's at 3.6k HP. I don't even think he's dying in a solo hole anymore.
Oh no, no. If you're BMG here now, especially with that Behemoth Star pickup, you do not prioritize Magebane at all. You do not try to jump him, of course. You go for that supporting cast, and we are going to see kind of Boxy again doing his whole ulti charge-in thing. Pebbles in the background. Does catch Lodestone back here. Did not get Magebane, though. He's sitting there with the auto attacks. Lodestone. He is tanky. Now Chrysalis will keep him alive, actually. They already killed Tempest, by the way, in the background. And now Pebble's in trouble. He's going to fall as well. They lost Monarch, but so far it's a 2-for-1. Will it be a 3-for-1? Great catch from Fuzzy on a Warbeast up here. The energy field just out of range, actually. Warbeast getting close to surviving, but not enough as they chase him down. Rhapsody also going to get caught here. And it's a 4-for-1 in favor of Complexity. Look at Magebane. Full life. Not even touched there in that fight. Oh, boy.
I mean, no hole was used. They didn't have Sandra's second ulti even available. There's just... Yeah.
Man.
I really liked how I don't want to take credit away from BMG, because I think they actually played this to the best of their abilities. But missing that one kill on Magebane probably was the game, in all honesty.
That's so weird to say, but I was exactly going to bring that up if you didn't, so I'm glad you did there.
It's literally that one kill just made such a difference if they got it. And it sucks because I really like how they played. I really like how they drafted. Just Magebane.
Yeah, this is definitely one of your cases of they got a hero that happened to get the farm that he likes to have and do well with. And you know, there's not many heroes in the game that's kind of just frustrating like this. And if you like it out of hand, like I said, it will 1v5 even. This is obviously one of them. Magebane is that, and Complexity, they've kind of got behind him here, and now this is their game to lose, of course. Up 2 sets of racks right here, and yep, it is a little unfortunate for BMG, considering how well they've played this game and their draft and everything, but that's what it comes down to. Sometimes getting that 1 or 2 kills on said carry in this case, and maybe a different story, but they see Congor up, of course. They're pretty desperate here to make a play. They're going to go in with Sandwraith, but energy field, you see Stalagmites missing right there. And again, this is just desperation here from BMG. Really stretching, trying to make something happen. Magebane blinking throughout. Tempest, again, nothing he can do to get it off that Elemental Void. Even with a Shrunken, probably wouldn't have mattered there. You see Pebbles jumps on the Pharaoh. Actually gets him taken out, but now Magebane just going to sit there and finish him off. Rhapsody tries to make a play there at the last second. Comes up short, though. But the BMG, though, going to have to throw in the towel here. As you're going to have now a Wingbow next on Magebane.
It actually gets worse.
Gold. Exactly. It just gets
And
worse.
even Sandra is going to die here. Oh.
Concede before. I missed a chance.
Ruined Balthus KDR. Rude.
Yep. 800 gold per minute for Magebane now.
Yep. There's just not much. Magebane.
I mean, on the other side of it, though, obviously for complexity's sake, it's you know, they were down early on and they were in a bit of a hole, but Formless especially, I guess you could say, just kind of kept us cool and did his thing. And here we are now. 34 minutes into the game, and it is going to be a victory for Complexity, as we are going to see Mega Creeps here now.
Yep.
Popping out.
0 deaths on a Magebane at 35 minutes will typically tell you that you will not win the game.
Yeah. Yeah, tough times. Tempest, it really is unfortunate, too. Insania, for considering the start that he had, and that big hole he even had earlier that resulted only in that 1 kill. As a quad kill, by the way, Formless coming out. But yeah, the fact that he was never able to get up a good hole, though, after that fact, especially with the Shrunken, that definitely hurt their chances, too. Not that it's his fault, obviously, but just couldn't get it. And there we go. Complexity victorious in Game 1. They have now that 1-0 lead here, so feeling good. Are we going to see a Magebane ban here for being addressed early? That's my question now.
Yeah, it's just so sad because basically that game was won by Formless, and I, I I think he did have a good supporting cast around him. Don't get me wrong; it wasn't just him winning the game, but it was kind of just him winning the game. So I think they might need to address him a little bit more, maybe gank him a little bit earlier. But yeah,
Yeah.
maybe the mage vein just it's just I really liked BMG's draft. I actually feel a little bad that they did lose that game.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, that was the idea of Complexity's lineup, to be fair, at the other side of it. They went that 4-1 strategy, of course, all in on that Mage Bane, getting that farm. And exactly, I get another way you could look at it is, yes, they tried, but, you know, well, maybe they need to have a little bit more earlier on, even, as far as really getting to that Mage Bane and preventing him from getting a lot of that free farm earlier on. But could say all we want here, look at the hindsight type of things here, but the ultimate thing is that Complexity, they do take game number 1, and now BMG going to have to figure out what to do here in our second game of this best-of-3 series. So, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. The brackets continue here for the Deadeye Bounty League Season 2 coverage here on Honcast. Game number 2 coming up next.